bad.
Okay, so we are going into the first quarter-final game of Antec Attack number 19. It is a game between EmpireKas and TiriusPrime, who's playing under the Smurf Camwell. TiriusPrime is the red Zerg in the top right position. Kas is the green Terran in the lower left. It is a TvZ and it's on Daybreak, and it's the tournament version, so there's supply depots at the ramp. I'm SC2 England and my amazing co-caster is Pewee. Say hi, Pewee.
Hey guys.
So, what do you reckon Kas is going to be doing today then?
Alright, so Kaz, of course, is like the legendary Kaz, so pretty much he's a little hard to predict and he can throw anything out there. It's probably going to either be like a one-rack CC into maybe Reactor Hellions, or a CC first into Reactor Hellions, something like that. Because Reactor Hellions is still pretty standard, isn't it? Like,
They're going out of fashion though really quick after the queen change, because it's so common for Zerg players to go for 4 queens really early, especially in ZVT, because you get the amazing creep spread which allows you to secure the 3rd base easily, especially on a map like Daybreak. And also the increased range, you've got the defense against Hellions with a spine and 2 queens at your natural. Well, Hellions aren't doing anything.
Definitely. I feel like Hellions are more of those units, like, they're not really worth going unless you get a lot of them.
Exactly, it's a huge commitment.
Yeah.
And especially before, you had a bigger window you could go Hellion. But now you have to get them out before the additional 2 queens pop, because otherwise you just can't do anything and it's a waste.
Yep. Absolutely.
We will see Tirius actually going for his 15 hatch. So very normal.
And Kaz has his barracks down. He doesn't have a gas yet, so it looks like the clan center will be following this up.
I predict Kas will go for the 3 command center build.
That is a high possibility. He loves that build.
It works really well for him. It's a fantastic build. For those of you who don't know, basically you get racks, then you get a command center, and then you get another command center, basically.
Pretty much.
There are variations where you can get like Reactor Hellions before your 3rd, but that's a bit less frequent. TiriusPrime actually going for his extractor before his pool as well, which is a lot more unusual, especially when you go hatch first. But it's going to be really effective, because
definitely
Kas isn't doing anything. So Pewee, what do you reckon this map has in store? I mean, if you were in Kas's shoes, what would you be trying to achieve?
It's hard to say exactly, because of course I'm unfortunately not a Terran. Like, this map is very good for drops and some airplay, because there's a lot of dead space around all the bases, and drops are very good for that, because of course you can attack from multiple different angles. Like the 3rd, you can come up and drop from the dead space. Same for the main. Well, the natural is a bit harder to get into, so I feel like we will see some drops. And Tirius is about to lose that overload. He must be like, what the hell? Did you see that?
Yeah, that is incredible marine placement by Kas though.
Yeah, I thought that was invulnerable there. Once it gets out of vision, he didn't get the vision, I guess.
I don't know, but he had the marine there. It was great by Kas though, because not only did he temporarily supply block Tirius, but he also like denied scouting. And for the Zerg player in that situation, if your scouting overlord is picked off that early, you panic a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
He does know that this space is down though, because of the other overlord at Kas's natural, but still, why is the Terran player making such an effort to deny scouting? What's he hiding? What's he doing? So
as we can see here, he's actually got double gas in a factory in production, so I'm going to be calling Cloak Banshees fairly soon. Either that or Banshees.
No, he's getting, he's got the reactor coming down on the barracks as well, and getting up a 2nd factory, so it's mech. Definitely going to be a mech play, and it could be really good. I mean, if he switches, which he is going to do, he could be going for, it depends on what he gets. If he's going for a 2nd reactor, he's going for a double reactor factory.
Which is what I was saying earlier, like if you go for the Hellions...
Just go for Hellions.
Go for like 20 Hellions, yeah. Because like 4 to say, well actually say like 2 to 6, 2 to 8, something like that is slightly dealable with queens. But something like 20 you need, or 10, 15, like you need a lot of units to the roaches or the banelands just to stop them.
Exactly.
And
Tirius has actually gone for his 3rd base super early as well, so that's in response to Kas's very early natural. But the big thing is, well, he's about to have an awful lot of Hellions in
Yes.
his base. Oh, and Cass made a little mishap there with his landing,
Oh no.
which was cute. That was cute.
I kind of missed that. I was actually a bit distracted. The Beanland nest is in production now for TiriusPrime, so
Which is a good timing. He's obviously seen something to worry him. Because he's built an awful lot of Zerglings. And those Zerglings are moving forward, but the Hellions are there. So far, Tirius shouldn't be too concerned, because he's only seen 4 Hellions, which is so standard that he should be happy to deal with that. He's sending a Queen down. The Zergling's actually coming in from behind as well. May get us around. This is going to be really, really good here. And he does manage to get all of the Hellions.
That was a brilliant surround. That was actually one of the best rounds I've seen.
That was incredible. That was perfect.
There were 4 Hellions, man, and he got every single one of them in a perfect surround, which is something that's really freaking hard to do.
And now there's a lot of Zerglings coming up here, and he's not actually got any more in production. He's been getting a lot of Banelings, so this is going to be big. This is going to be hard to hold for Kaz. He has no bunkers. He does have 8 Hellions, but still, that's a lot of Banelings and Zerglings. Now in come the Zerglings, but the Hellions are going to have to reveal themselves, but against that many Banelings, they're not going to be too effective. And we've got so much damage being done here, and in come the Banelings. What do you reckon is going to happen, Pewee?
Oh, the Banelings are trying to target some of the Hellions. They get some, and they run into the mineral line.
Huge hits there.
A lot of harvesters.
9 killed in total.
That was not bad. And how many Hellions? He didn't actually. He only killed like a couple of Hellions, so that was actually quite a bad trade for Tirius, in my opinion. And he is down on supply, and of course, he just burnt a lot of his gas and Zerglings doing that attack. So this counter attack is gonna be able to kill it. Yeah, there's what's that? That's 12 Hellions with 2 Queens,
and a good transfuse does go off though. But look at all of these drones getting completely roasted here.
What drones?
Yeah, what drones?
What drones?
And all the Queens are pretty nicely lined up as well. 1 Queen falls. This is just how insanely powerful Hellions are in high numbers. You just roast Queens as well.
Yeah. And of course, he only has 5 Hellions left, but that was so worth it.
I know, he's just killed so many drones here. And is now actually leveled up. He's killed double the amount that Tirius killed.
Yeah, and he managed to kill the 3 Queens as well, which were the macro mechanics of the thing. There's no Queen on the map for Tirius. His one is main, natural, and 3rd got taken out then.
Which is just a terrible position.
Huge.
Tirius, he is going for that Spire rather, which is very unusual, to be fair. Mutas have fallen out of fashion a bit in ZVT in favour of getting fast infestors.
Yeah, definitely.
And really heavy upgrades. So it'd be interesting to see how he deals with this, and especially this push coming in here from Cass. Hellion Marine is just pretty damn nice, and there's no Banelings out. There are some Roaches, but Marines are really good against Roaches.
Yeah. There is 1 Spine, so you can anchor that, but still, the Spine's gonna have a little bit of a hard time. He is making more Roaches. He hasn't produced any Mutas just yet. One of the Queens pops, and now it's Hellion, Spine, Queen V. Roach, Spine, Queen V, just Hellions, which of course makes the Hellions run away. But he doesn't have much gas. He only has like coming up to 600 gas, so he's not going to be able to produce many Mutas.
I know, that's what I'm really confused about, because I don't see how he's going to fund these Mutas to get a decent amount out. And also, he's only just starting that Carapace level 1. So his upgrades are really quite behind compared to
very true.
1-1 coming out from Cass, which is already half done for him. Combat Shield's out. And it looks like Cass is, well, he's got his 3rd command center up. Now switching into those 2 factories into tech labs. And he's also getting up a starport, getting up the armory to start 2-2 straight away. Cass is just really going into a nice flow here, I feel, Pewee.
Yeah, absolutely. And doesn't look like Tirius really knows what he wants to do.
He's just...
He had a game plan, it looks like, and then he's seen all these Hellions, he's like, well, that's out the window now.
I know, I can't help but feel he's kind of been forced to make these Roaches and has fallen into the trap of, well, I've made Roaches, so I guess I better make more Roaches.
Yep, and a little engagement going on here. The Roaches are in a bad spot. They're taking a lot of damage. Zerglings and Queens are now joining the fight, but of course the Zerglings get fried. Queens are doing good damage though and force the Hellions to run back.
The thing is, they're just going to go straight to the 3rd, which is a bit undefended at the moment. Apart from that 1 Spine, which apparently will scare off Cass. I'm surprised he didn't just run through them, but doesn't want to commit and risk losing all of those Hellions.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of them are fairly low health. Like, none of them are at full health, so 3 of them are 1-shots. and then there's only 3 left anyway. So with a queen in the spine, I feel like you could have been okay there.
Cass is taking his own third base at the moment now, just landing it down there, doing a little SCV transfer, so all is good. The roach number is getting up a lot higher. Baning speed is finished for Tirius. He's also getting 10 mutas out, but he's going to struggle to deal with this unless he gets more banings, and Cass taking that 4th base in the middle.
Nice.
That was a bold move.
Of course, Kaz has the orbital command at the 3rd, so I believe the 4th will be made into a planetary, just as a nice defensive point, or anchor point. But there are a lot of roaches running by, and Kaz isn't going to notice until they start attacking these marines outside his natural.
And this isn't a good spot. Siege isn't done either. Siege only just being started now for Cass, so that's incredibly late siege mode. He's going to struggle if Tirius does decide to go for a really hard push now, because without that siege tech, he's not going to be able to deal with those roaches too effectively.
Definitely. But now a lot of reinforcements are coming out of Kaz's base, so...
But they're all coming to the front, and the mutas are coming straight for the main base, and they're going to be able to do a huge amount of damage because, well, there is no missile towers.
No. 3 depots get finished, don't get finished building, so they're a nice little weak target to go for. And SUVs is now evened up to 18v18 losses now in harvester counts. See, there he goes for the depots. You can't go for the depots when they're that.
He only managed to get 1 though, which is quite surprising. But again, I love the way Cass split his army. Very, very nice split. Just sending 1 pack of marines back to really deal with it. But there's a lot of Zerglings and Banelings coming over here for Tirius at the moment, just coming up the north side towards this 4th base of Cass. And that's going to hurt if it engages. Siege mode is now finished, but Cass hasn't sieged. He is sieging.
He's sieging now, but this is going to be really close. A lot of Banelings are coming in, the mutas are joining the fray, and the marines are forced to run backwards, but all the Banelings get taken out, and the roaches were a little late to that fight in my opinion.
Yeah, if the roaches had come in sooner, that would have been an amazing push, but all of the Banelings detonated on tanks, which is less than ideal. But we will see here Tirius is taking his 5th base, just to try and stay a base up on Cass, but I feel Tirius is in a bad spot because +3 infantry weapons just started now, +2 vehicle attack is coming out, and that's compared to the +1 melee upgrades for Tirius. So he's already 1 behind. The tanks are going to be one-shotting again soon, and that's just never fun. But I'm interested to see what these mutas are going to be able to do going into the main of Cass. What do you reckon, Puri?
Yeah, there's only 1 turret, so that's an easy target in my opinion. He's not going to be able to repair that. And even if he just kills a lot of these depots, it's going to hurt Kaz in the long run. But Kaz, of course, is now moving into position to take out the 5th from Tirius, so this will put him in a very good spot. And so many marines. So many marines.
And of course, the key thing from Tirius's perspective is once those 3-3 marines get out, those 3-3 upgrades are finished, it's a nightmare. 3-3 marines are insanely strong.
Yes.
And it looks like Tirius is going for that hive tech to get a Great Aspire, obviously, and Broods. But Broodlords against 3-3 marines aren't actually too amazing.
Kaz is going down for the 4th base, but I feel like because he just went for the 5th, he's given Tirius time to reinforce. His Banelings have finished, so he is capable of... Okay, he is taking a bit of damage on his hatchery, but I feel like he's able to surround this force and kill it.
And here it is, and those marines are caught at an awkward angle. A great surround there by Tirius, but it looks like Cass is going to hold it at the moment.
Wow.
He didn't lose too many tanks. He had more marines coming in behind this as well, so this is not looking good for this 4th base.
No, not at all. And of course, this is quite an important base. It's already saturated, and a lot of the drones will get picked off as they run away, and that's just painful to watch.
That is very, very unfortunate for Tirius there. Meanwhile, what I love about Cass is he doesn't actually reinforce to his army, he reinforces to his defense, which I think is a very, very nice tactical play. That's
what I would prefer, in my opinion. Fair enough, you do run the risk of losing the force that's putting on pressure, if you keep it there too long. But if it dies, he can't run straight to your main and counterattack and kill everything you have.
We will also see here, Tirius is having to spend an awful lot of money to just take out this force, which he will be able to do now, but he had to invest a lot, and now he's got a lot of units, he's on equal bases with Cass, and he needs to go and push. And the trouble is, obviously, Cass was reinforcing to his defense, so he's now pretty safe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he has a lot more tanks.
This is some great pickup micro on these Marines as well. Going to be able to get these Marines back to this base, and while the Zerglings are on the way and he will be forced to pick up again, I mean, it's just keeping Tirius's army back, and that's really a big point, because pure, if you take a look, Cass is moving across the map.
Yeah. As I clicked on his base, he sees it. And of course, Kaz is not going to notice this until... sorry, Tirius is not going to notice that until pretty much it's too late. The tanks siege up the Marine stem, and a bunch of his units do die.
3-3 is done as well for Cass's Marines compared to 2-1 of Tirius's army. So, such an upgrade advantage for Cass here.
Fourth has been taken down.
Just look how quickly that melts to 3-3 Marines.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's like, haha.
Which is not good. I mean, Tirius is now in a really bad spot. He's on 3 bases to 4 of Cass. Cass could happily take his 5th now.
He's added in on a lot of extra stuff. He does have a lot of gas banked, but if you look at income and stuff like that, he's so far ahead.
I know, it's pretty sick. The supply says it all. Some banelings are rolling in, but to be honest, this is all over now, in my opinion.
I think we'll see the GG fairly soon.
And there we go.
There we are.
That was game 1 of this best of 3, and we go into game 2, so do stay tuned for that.
Yes, please.